Hello ladies and gentlemen, welcome to another perfume review video. My name is Naz. This is my channel, the King of Hidden Gems. I try to bring to your attention fragrances are usually very good value for money. They smell good, they're usually under the radar, not many people talk about them. I think at least you should do your research, try them for yourself and see if they're any good to you. So in this video I have another update for you, and this is the House of Rasasi. House of Rasasi is another Middle Eastern perfume house from United Arab Emirates. They've been around 40 years or so. They have a super extensive perfume lineup in their portfolio, hundreds of them, and they usually are inspired by big names, big hits in terms of perfumes. Their perfumes are inspired by big brands, big names, and big hits. So this one in particular is called Rasasi La Yuqawam pour Homme 75 ml EDP. It's targeted unisex. To my nose, to be honest with you, is completely unisex, but it leans a little bit on the masculine side because of that big leather in here. So La Yuqawam line is a little bit on the high end line of their Rasasi. They retail for £75. Although even for that price they are absolutely amazing, but you can find them cheaper here and there if you do your research, if you are patient. If you are interested, go Google it, see if it comes up in your area, how much it goes for. But even for £75, they worth every penny because the quality of the perfume is very, very high. In this case, first thing first, presentation is absolutely amazing. Wooden, real wood box. The bottle itself is very high quality, it's very heavy, it looks good in the hand, and it feels very, very nice. The cap is wooden as well, is real wood, and the atomizer is very, very good. So everything about presentation is very, very good in terms of what you're paying, what you're getting. Imagine if this was a big name, you know who they are. This presentation would have cost you at least £200 to £250 plus to get a presentation like this. So again, £75, absolutely yes, yes, yes. In terms of longevity, I'm very happy to report that this is still very, very strong. Although I think, at least from the memory, the first batch, which was 2012, I had the first batch and I sold it many years ago. That was a beast mode, yes, absolute beast. This one is not as beastly, but it's still very, very strong. So my skin went easily over 10 hours. On t-shirt goes easily over 12 hours. So it's almost there, almost beast mode, but I think maybe it's a tad less strong as the original one when it came out in 2012. Okay, so for those people who say it's been reformulated and it doesn't perform, no, it performs still superbly well. And for those people who say no, it's not reformulated, it's still beast mode, again, to some extent no, because I think is not as strong as the original one. Okay, but still very, very good performer, excellent. All right, my skin went easily up to 10 hours. On t-shirt goes easily over 12 hours. The next day I woke up, I still could smell it very, very strongly. So very, very good performer. Projection wise, I had an arm length or 2 arm length of projection for 3 to 4 hours, and after that slowly subside, but we always have a big bubble, big cloud, and a big trail. I went crazy because I love this perfume so much. I went 10 sprays of it, and that was ample enough for me to smell it all day and next day. And I think 10 is more than enough, unless you want to go outside and people smell you from the other side of the road. Probably you need to go a little bit more, but experiment with it. First go with 4 to 5 sprays, see if it's ample enough for you, and then slowly increase it, because this is very thick, it's very dense, it's very strong. Okay, so don't forget that. The other thing is, as I mentioned in the beginning, this is, to my nose, completely unisex, but obviously it leans a little bit on the masculine side because it's inspired by Tom Ford Tuscan leather, and Tom Ford Tuscan leather is quite masculine. This one is very, very masculine as well. I mean, not very, it's quite masculine, but if you're a lady and you like this kind of perfumes, why not? there's nothing in here to stop you wearing it. You know how I feel about gender in perfumes. Overall, perfumes, smell, scent, fragrances don't have gender. It's all marketing BS. So don't fall for it. If you like a perfume, wear it. If you don't like a perfume, don't wear it. As simple as that. The rest is just BS in marketing. So in terms of age, I would say at least 25 years and older, if not 30 years and older for this perfume, because it's an acquired taste. Okay, it is one of those complex perfumes that a young nose might not appreciate. I think an older person with experience in life and having some experience with perfumes will appreciate this much better than somebody novice or starting their collection, or they like only their fresh side of fragrances. So this is how I categorize it. In terms of occasion, super opulent. This is absolutely gorgeous. So it is very good for going out, evening, special occasion, formal occasion, special ceremonies and things like that. Very, very opulent. This is gorgeous. But obviously you pay for a perfume, you know where to wear it, how to wear it, and this is only a recommendation. And season wise, this is definitely better suited for cooler weather, autumn, winter, maybe even spring. But summer, I think this one would be a little bit on the cloying side. And in terms of ratio for what I pay, what I get in here is absolutely gorgeous. Although this bottle in front of me is 2019 edition, it doesn't mean that much, because either you need to get very, very early ones, 2012, 13 or 14, or the rest of them are quite very, very similar as far as I can tell, as far as other people telling me. Okay, so smelling wise, as I said, this is inspired by Tom Ford Tuscan leather, definitely. Okay, so there's no two ways about it. The second you smell it, you just basically bang, you take you there. I would say 90 to 95% similarity to Tom Ford Tuscan leather. The only difference is in here, the raspberry is much more enhanced, okay? And that is a good thing for many people, because as much as I love Tuscan leather, the original, sometimes it could be too much in terms of wearability, okay? But this one, because they enhance the raspberry in here, the wearability is much better. It's easier. Don't forget, it's still an acquired taste, but it's easier rather than easy. Okay. So because of that, you got a huge leather in here. So massive leather. The leather is deep, dense, rugged. It's a little bit animalic, a little bit andolic, yes, and it is sweet. The sweetness 0 to 10, 10 being the sweetest, is around 6 to 7. So it is sweet, but it's not overly sweet, because it goes very well with other components in this perfume. Don't forget, leather in general, you cannot go and squeeze a leather and get an oil out of it. So it is an accord, okay? So that means, you know, the perfumer in here mix so many notes together to come up with a leather accord. And the leather accord in here is gorgeous. It's absolutely beautiful. It is quite dark, it is resinous, it is sweet, spicy, and also a little bit of floral in here. Not too much, just a hint of floral. So let me read you the ingredients and we take it from there. So on top we have saffron, raspberry and thyme, and in mid we have olibanum, jasmine and artemisia. In the base we have leather, suede, woody notes and amber. So everything in here I get distinctly, but obviously some of them are bigger than others. For example, leather is by far the biggest player here. After the leather is the raspberry. Raspberry stays there for a huge amount of time, which is super impressive, because usually with the fruity notes and the citrus notes and the floral notes, they don't hang around that long, okay? You know, they are quite easy to evaporate, and that's why they don't last that long. But in here it stays almost to the end, which is super impressive. And that raspberry is giving it that distinct beauty of this perfume altogether. The saffron in here, to be honest with you, I get a hint of saffron, but I get some other basically spicy notes, which is a little bit of cinnamon and a little bit of that cumin feel to it as well. which is they're not mentioning in here. Olibanum giving it that resinous and a smoky feel. So olibanum giving it that resinous, smoky, earthy feel. And jasmine is just a hint of jasmine, not too much. Artemisia giving it another aspect of fruitiness and a greenness, and plus the thyme giving it a little bit of green aspect of it, and also a little bit of that earthy, green, leafy, grassy feel, hint of it, not too much. The amber in here is a deep, dense, thick and gooey amber. So you need to like this kind of amber to enjoy it. Very, very dense and thick. And the woods are quite clean in here, which is a combination of cedar sandalwood to giving it that woody base, quite noticeable later on when it dries down. But the leather is dominant player from the beginning to the end always. So if you like the description of this perfume, if you like this kind of perfumes, absolutely gorgeous. So leather, yes, quite rugged, quite little bit animalic, little bit on the dark side, little bit on the danky side, yes, on the rough side a little bit. Fruits, which is mainly raspberry in here, absolutely gorgeous. Sweetness ample enough, but it's not taking over. And little bit of hint of animalicness. The amber is deep and dense and gooey and sticky and resinous amber. The woods are quite clean, the base, which is a combination of cedar sandalwood, hint of muskiness overall to it, not too much, but a hint of muskiness, and also that musk is quite clean, and it's got a little bit of smokiness, little bit of dustiness, little bit of camphorous feel, little bit of balsamic feel. So it's quite a complex perfume overall, and the spices are quite big as well, because the combination of saffron, cinnamon and cumin in here is quite warm and giving it that spicy feel overall. So if you like the description I gave you, this is one of the best perfume out there. I absolutely adore it. I absolutely love it. I just, for me, for my taste, for my age, for my experience, this is one of the best perfumes altogether out there for the price, especially. When I was wearing it, it reminded me, okay, don't quote me on that, to some extent, okay, maybe around 30-40% of Dior Homme Perfume, the original, okay? And that is very interesting. The leather and raspberry together in here giving me that feel of, as I said, around 30-40%, maybe even 50%, okay? So what I did, I experimented to see if I can make it even closer to Dior Homme Parfum, the original, the 2014 edition. And this is just an example, so you can do this with anything you have. So I put 2 sprays of this and 1 spray of this, which is the rose dominant. This is Vince Camuto smoked oud. It says a smoked oud, but this is a rose dominant perfume. So I added rose basically to it. So I went with this one, and I put a little bit of iris dominant. So this perfume is an iris dominant. This is Granado Iris Eau de Toilette. Again, it's just an example. You can use any perfume that have iris dominant perfume and layer it. So rose dominant, iris dominant, I added to the Rasasi La Yuqawam, and it was very close to Dior Homme Parfum. It made it closer, okay, maybe around 70-80%, okay. So this is what I experimented to, and I was very surprised that it worked very well. So if you have any perfumes that is rose dominant and iris dominant, you can add them to Rasasi La Yuqawam and get very close to Dior Homme Parfum, the original, which is super hard to find these days and is super expensive, more than £300-400 if you can find it. So this combination, it takes you very close to Dior Homme Parfum, the original, which is amazing, okay. So you can buy a La Yuqawam for less than £75 and get a rose dominant perfume for under £50 maybe, and the iris dominant perfume another £50. Altogether it will become around £150, but you have 300 ml. By the way, the La Yuqawam is 75 ml, okay. But overall you have so much juice for the price you're paying, and you're getting close to the Dior Homme Parfum, the original. Or if you don't want to do that, to add to La Yuqawam Parfum, the original, the rose dominant perfume and iris dominant perfume, you can go with something like this, which is this one, Elegant Homme by Reefs, and this one is quite close to Dior Homme Intense. So you can add this one to La Yuqawam, and it makes it again very close to Dior Homme Parfum. I experimented with this one as well. I put 2 sprays of this, 1 spray of this, and it was, again, it took me close to Dior Homme Parfum, the original. So that's just a suggestion of layering. If you are interested, you could do that. Otherwise, on its own, it's an absolutely gorgeous perfume, very, very elegant, very beautiful, very nicely done. It's just a mixture of perfumery in here. It's absolutely gorgeous. It's a perfection in a bottle. I absolutely adore it. I'm never ever going to get rid of it again. I'm super happy to have it in my collection. Highly recommend it for anybody who likes this kind of perfumes. And again, it's an acquired taste, so be careful. Either sample it if you don't know how it smells, or if you're going for it, you need to know if what your taste is it close to your taste or not. Okay, guys? So that was the review of this perfume from the House of Rasasi, and this is La Yuqawam pour Homme EDP 75 ml, and it's a gorgeous perfume. I cannot praise it enough. Okay, guys? If you have it, if you know it, if you tried it, let us know your experience. That would be useful for others to read. If you like what I do, if you find it useful, informative, valuable, or entertaining, please don't forget to hit those buttons. This way help me, encourage me, motivate me to bring you perfumes like this in future that nobody else is talking about. They're amazing value for money. They smell great. And if you are trying to purchase one of my own perfumes, I appreciate it very much, but you get something super beautiful in return, and support me that way. But you need to live in the United Kingdom in order to do so. I'm the perfumer, I'm the artist, I'm the worker, so there are true handmade perfumes just for you lucky people in the United Kingdom. I put more than 60% pure perfume oils in my perfumes, which is unheard of. That makes them bold, big, massive personality, very artistic, very unique. They are like time capsules. They take you different places, different times, and they are absolutely gorgeous, if I say myself. Thank you very much as always for watching. Thank you very much for your love and support, and I'll see you later. Bye.